What's up, Laker fans? Welcome into the Lakers Report, and I'm your host, Jimmy Crowther. Today, I got some Lakers news for you, but I'm also going to give you a preview of the first-round matchup between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Portland Trail Blazers. So before I get there, what I want you to do is scroll down to the comment section and give me your predictions on this series. Who's going to win it and in how many games? I'll give you my predictions, full predictions later on in the show, so you're going to want to make sure you stay tuned. Now, to start off today's show, we're bringing in some news about the Lakers and the uniforms they're going to be wearing, not in the first round, but in the second round of the NBA playoffs. Should the Lakers advance past the Portland Trail Blazers in round one, they're going to bring back the black Mamba uniforms in the second round. And I'm so excited because, in all honesty, I think these are some of the greatest Laker jerseys to ever be worn. Now, of course, these are going to be worn in memory of Kobe Bryant and Gianna Bryant, who sadly and tragically passed away in January. And to bring them back in this fashion in the playoffs is just such an awesome way to remember both of those. Now, if you don't remember what they look like, lucky for you, we got the picture right here. Those are some incredible jerseys. Now, they're not going to have the 8 and the 24. They will have the players' names or whatever they choose to wear on the back of their jerseys along with their numbers. And I am so excited to see those back on the court, especially in the NBA bubble. What a time to bring them back. That's only going to happen if the Lakers win the first round and get to the second round. So keep that in mind. Not going to see them in the first round of the playoffs. You will see them in the second round. So what I want you guys to do right now, because the Lakers, they're like the Dallas Cowboys. They've got some of the most classic jerseys in the NBA. They haven't switched them up a whole lot, but obviously now you have some white jerseys. You got the black Mamba jerseys coming in. What is your favorite Laker uniform of all time? Now, if you're watching on YouTube, you might get hit with an ad break here, so what I want you to do is scroll down and reply to this pinned comment. What's your favorite Laker uniform ever? Now, we just hit 15,000 subscribers on this Lakers channel, and I thank every single one of you. We're already almost at 16,000 last time I checked, but if you're one of our 15-plus thousand subscribers, what I want you to do right now is type hashtag LakerNation in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed yet, here's the beautiful thing about it. You can scroll down, and where that comment section is, there's a big red button that says subscribe. You click that, and then you're more than welcome to type hashtag LakerNation in the comment section, but you got to subscribe first of all. Now, let's get into one more piece of news before I get into the playoff preview, and that is surrounding Rajon Rondo. Rondo, of course, left the bubble early on for right thumb surgery. He hurt it in practice leading up to the restart of NBA games, but now he has returned to the bubble. He's there, and he clears quarantine on Monday. So he left to get surgery. Now he's back. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't mean that he's going to be back and ready to play in time for the first round. Frank Vogel said, yes, he's back in the bubble. He will clear quarantine, but it's doubtful that we see him in the first round, which kind of sucks because you got to play two great guards in C.J. McCollum and Damian Lillard, but they will probably get Rondo back in the second round. Another reason it hurts not having him here is because playoff Rondo is a different beast altogether. 14 points per game, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, a very efficient shooter at 44% from the field. And Rondo, listen, he's not healthy right now, but if they can get him back and he can get into that playoff mode that he went into with the New Orleans Pelicans a few years back, they're going to make some noise no matter what. Now, right now, the guard situation isn't all that pretty. You've got Alex Caruso, Danny Green, KCP, Dion Waiters, and Quinn Cook. Really, the only 2 point guards in that mixture right now are Caruso and Quinn Cook. So having Rondo back right now to defend the 2 guards in CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard, and to be able to run the offense with the second unit would be a huge upgrade for the Lakers. Now, Alex Caruso defensively is one of the Lakers' best players, not just guards, but best defensive players on the roster. But Rajon Rondo is really that veteran leader who's been in the playoffs before. So when fully healthy and when you have both of them back on the roster, who would you rather see play more? Type R for Rajon Rondo, type A for Alex Caruso, and go ahead and make your case down in the comment section. Now, while you're doing that down in the comment section, I want to tell you about our friends at Fanatics hooking you up with some awesome Lakers gear leading up to the playoffs. When you go to chatsports.com/Lakers shirts, and use promo code FREESHIP, you get, guess what? Free shipping on all Lakers t-shirts. Whether it's playoff gear, whether it's just some generic Lakers t-shirts, whether it's a LeBron James t-shirt jersey, whatever you want. Free shipping right now for a limited time only. Chatsports.com/Lakers shirts, promo code FREESHIP. Now let's get to what you came here for. The NBA playoffs, baby. The Portland Trail Blazers and the Los Angeles Lakers are going at it starting at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday, August 18th. Now, obviously, the Portland Trail Blazers had to go through the Memphis Grizzlies in that play-in tournament to get here to where they would play the Los Angeles Lakers, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, on a previous show, we gave you the schedule, but in case you missed it, I want to make sure I run through all the games and when they are going to be set to play so that you don't miss a single thing. Game 1, as I said, is going to be Tuesday, August 18th at 6 p.m. Game 2, they're going to be playing on Thursday, August 20th, 6 p.m. Pacific time as well. Then you get a Saturday, late afternoon, early evening game, August 22nd, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. And then Monday, back to that 6 o'clock tip-off time on August 24th. Now, if necessary, games 5, 6, and 7 will be played on August 26th, August 28th, and then a Sunday game on August 30th. All those times will be set if necessary. So if the Lakers sweep the Blazers, don't have to worry about them. If they have to go 5, 6, or 7 games, we'll get all those times closer to then, and we'll have it all here for you on the Lakers Report. Now, the one man that's really going to give the Lakers problems and that we're going to have to pay close attention to during this entire series is the bubble MVP himself, Damian Lillard. Listen, he led the Portland Trail Blazers back to the playoffs in the NBA bubble. They were looking on the outside looking in the Western Conference, and then all of a sudden he comes alive and brings them back to that 8 seed. The reason this is going to be such a matchup nightmare for the Lakers is a reason that we already talked about earlier in the show. They don't have a lot of healthy guards. You've got Alex Caruso to guard him, but outside of that, your backcourt doesn't suit very well against a guy like Damian Lillard. In the bubble, the reason he won bubble MVP was for these numbers right here. 38 points per game. And not only was he scoring it really well, but he was creating really well for his teammates at 10 assists per game and pulling down rebounds at 4.3. And oh, by the way, shooting 43% from 3. And not just, just toeing that three-point line. No, he was shooting it from the logo. We all know logo Lillard. That's what he was doing the entire bubble. Now, it's going to be a matchup nightmare. I don't care who guards him. You could put anyone on him. Like Kyle Kuzma said, you could put Jesus on him, and Damian Lillard's still going to pull up from anywhere on the court. But who's the Lakers' best bet to guard him? Let me know down in the comment section. I think it's probably Alex Caruso because I don't want LeBron James chasing him around the entire time on the defensive end so he gets worn out. I think it's Caruso. Maybe it's Danny Green. Maybe you guys have a better idea. Let me know down in the comment section below who should guard logo Lillard. Now, this Blazers lineup outside of Damian Lillard, it's still really impressive, and it's still a lot of fun to watch. Damian Lillard, obviously, you got C.J. McCollum, who is that really second part of that two-headed monster in the backcourt. Carmelo Anthony, he proved me wrong, and all of a sudden he came alive in the bubble, and he's been averaging 15 points per game with the Portland Trail Blazers. He knows how to score in the clutch. He's played against LeBron James his entire career. That will be a lot of fun to watch. They've got Zach Collins, a nice young power forward who isn't going to give Anthony Davis that much trouble, but he is very energetic, and he will go after every single rebound. But the guy I want to focus on here is Jusuf Nurkic, who just returned to play after that gruesome leg injury earlier in the year. Now he's back, and he's back with vengeance. In the bubble, he put up 17.6 points per game and pulled down 10.3 rebounds. Also passed it really well for a big man at 4 assists, and not really known for his rim protection, but defensively, he was blocking 2 shots per game in the NBA bubble. So whoever the starting center is or whoever's playing center at the time, whether it's JaVale McGee or Dwight Howard or even Anthony Davis at times, Jusuf Nurkic is going to be a handful, I'll tell you what. Now, you look at the NBA duo of the Lakers duo of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and now it's their turn to shine. Because in the NBA playoffs, that's when stars come out to play. However, in the bubble, their numbers weren't that great. Both of them averaged about 22 points and 8 rebounds. Assists, obviously, LeBron led the way with 7 per game. Neither of them shot the ball very well. And it wasn't a very, here's the dynasty, here's the 2 guys that are going to dominate kind of showing in the bubble. So you're hoping in the playoffs that switch is going to flip, and I think it will. Now, against the Portland Trail Blazers throughout the year, LeBron James has done just fine. In that December 6th game, he scored 31 points, dished out 8 assists, 7 rebounds, nearly a triple-double. December 28th, another win for him. That's when he had 16 assists, an incredible passing display from LeBron James that night. And the only time they've lost to the Portland Trail Blazers this year, at the end of January, he still had a 20-point double-double. So still a fun game, still a good game, but the Lakers ended up losing that one. Now, Anthony Davis, on the other hand, this is the man who I think needs to be dominant against the Trailblazers. If he's being guarded by Zach Collins or even Jusuf Nurkic, he needs to put up these kind of numbers every single night. That first matchup of the year in December 6th, he scored 39 points and had 9 rebounds. And then you fast forward to January, even though they lost, he still had 37 points and 16 rebounds. If Anthony Davis can do that every single night, I think he's going to be a 30 to 35 point per game kind of scorer against the Portland Trailblazers in this first round, because that front court of the Portland Trailblazers is lacking defensively. And the Lakers, Frank Vogel and Anthony Davis, need to expose that all series long. So here's what I want you guys to do. Earlier in the show, I asked you to predict how many games this is going to go and who's going to win the series. Now I'll give you my prediction. I'm saying it's the Lakers, and I think they win it in 5. Listen, I know Damian Lillard's been on a tear, but the rest of this team, it doesn't scare me that much for the Lakers. So I'm picking the Lakers in 5. Damian Lillard will have one monster game, kind of blow up and steal one game from the Lakers. That's going to be a lot of fun, but still picking the Lakers. But what I want you to do now is predict how many points per game both LeBron James and Anthony Davis are going to average in round 1. I'll give you my prediction right now. I'm going to say 23 points for LeBron James, but he's averaging over 11 assists in the first round. For Anthony Davis, I think he's going to put up 33 points per game in this first round series. Call me crazy. That's my prediction. Let me know what yours is in the comment section below.